Today I'm taking you to Britain's wildest tank day. Every vehicle you'll see here is privately owned, restored and running just as it did decades ago. We'll watch them race, climb, break down in spectacular fashion, and I'll meet awesome people along the way. So,
what are we waiting for? Let's go!
Alright, it's not Formula 1, but it's definitely louder. Engines up, smoke everywhere, and they're off. The Leopard launches like it's late for Oktoberfest. The Jeepard giving it everything, trying to claw back that ground. The T-72's thinking about it, and the poor old Patton's still deciding what to do. Halfway down the track and the Jeepard's closing in, you can feel that rivalry. The Jeepard gives ground, allowing that Leopard 2 to take that victory. Honestly, it's the only drag race where you can lose a race and a small forest at the same time. Now it's time for something truly special, the All-Centurion Drag Race. The engines roar to life and there's more smoke than the 1940s pub. They're off! And would you look at that, the Centurion ARV is somehow leading the pack. Keep your eyes on this green camel Centurion. While they go past this low mound, we've got Centurions of every flavour here. A museum-grade lineup of British engineering that screams, built tough enough to survive T-breaks in bad weather. It's picking up speed, heating up that track. This Centurion is storming past everybody. It's leaving a dust cloud big enough to hide a small country and absolutely dominates this race. That is a clear winner. The tank races were great on the main field. Now this is where childhood dreams come alive.
Thermal imaging and other types of sensors, which is a way of doing things.
I would love something like this as well, but the wallet says no.
The missus would say no. What are you doing with my car?
Traded it in. It's like we can get all the family in it, don't you worry.
No problem. Nobody will get in your way. No road rage problem.
Someone were to have a problem with you, you could
You can repoint their anger. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you can shoot me down here, but I prefer the overall design of the Germans over this one. Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
If you look at the welding quality,
exactly.
It is a beautiful thing.
These are two solutions to the same problem.
Yeah.
This is more elegant
That is more brutal, I think. Yeah.
That's fair. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. It was the same problem for the Germans in World War II. Everything was extremely over-engineered. Exactly.
Absolutely. Took too many resources from the war machine.
That's it.
But if you look at the welding that's around the front on the dome, which is going to be some sort of radar.
Yeah.
That bit where it goes round, how it's like putty, isn't it?
It looks like putty from a distance, yeah.
Well, that's just beautiful, isn't it?
Because I got into a conversation with someone in the tank museum, and we were looking at the T-34s, we were looking at all the different variations, and I said to him, I was like, I guarantee you now, if you were to put two T-34s right next to each other, you wouldn't tell the difference.
Yeah.
Like, because the difference in quality and manufacturing, basically all depended on who was working on it.
And which factory and...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is where you look at, it doesn't matter what German vehicle you look at.
Everything's uniform.
Everything.
Everything's uniform. I worked for Porsche.
Is that right?
And I went out to the factory a couple of times during my work, and it is exactly the same mentality. And the guy that was giving us a tour of the factory, he said that it's the German mentality. Germans, in German society, having an engineering degree is seen like as a badge of honour.
I believe it.
Not in the UK.
It's hard because I want to kind of bash the UK a little bit, but I can't so much. It's when you get to the Comet style medium tanks, and there's the one that stands out is the Covenanter.
Was trying to get it out quick.
Yeah.
In corners and just sign it off before it. And it went onto the battlefield early in the war because it was in between wars.
That's right. It was like in a war.
39. Rush it out, and it was a disaster.
It was a disaster.
There's no other way to put it.
No, I bashed the tank maybe a bit too much, but for its use and its purpose, it was actually a very successful tank, and it was the M3 Lee, or the British variant, the M3 Grand.
That's right.
Because they were the transition to the Sherman, and they did really successful in the African campaigns.
Yes.
I just hate the design. I think the design is awful. That sponsor, you like it?
I really love it. The trouble is, it's the traversing of you have to move the whole tank. So the mentality wasn't so good on that.
Yeah.
But I do find the tank it was an interesting design.
It was. The British in World War II and onwards, if you were to look at all British tanks, they all have kettles inside.
Yeah, the boiling vessel.
Yeah, the boiling vessel, that's it.
That's right. Yeah, they've even got it today. I mean, it's still in the Challengers.
Yeah.
So, you can't be a Brit in the army and not have a cup of tea, right?
Exactly.
You're not going to fight any more until you've had a brew.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
You have a life crisis.
Have a cup of tea.
And everything's fine. Right? I love the mentality of that.
Well, honestly, much appreciated with that chat. It was much